Hey, welcome back to today's coding session. In this series, I am coding 2 hours per day in an attempt to learn and become proficient in software development. And if I can do it, so can you. So let's get right into it. Before we do, I just want to say that this is the playlist where all of the daily live streams are going up to. And by daily, I mean, I try to do 2 hours every day. So far, in the last 20 days, we have missed 2 days. So, okay, so we have about a 90% success here. But the goal is that if you guys are able to find 2 hours per day, every day, it adds up to a lot. I mean, at this point, I'm already up to learning React and combining that with Django to create a full stack application. And all that I managed to do it over the course of a few years just by putting in my 2 hours a day. Okay, so let's get right into the coding. So I'm pulling from cs50.harvard. Yeah, this address here, /web. We're working on the network project. It has a fairly long specification. We've already completed most of it. And so I do believe that the last thing is this edit post feature. I do think we finished implementing in the last session our like and unlike feature. So let's give ourselves a server. Okay. So yeah, I'm able to like or unlike by clicking over here. Now I do have this issue where I don't see, um, it doesn't look like a link. Like there's no little hand that shows up whenever I'm hovering over this heart. So I'm wondering how I could implement that. Let's see what the easiest way would be. So we go into the cs50.ai. Okay, so let me see. So we have the index. Yeah, so here we have the post like button, and that post like button is being rendered right over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy all of this. Um, when I hover. Now the post like button. Okay. Now, the post like button. It does not. The cursor does not show it is a link. Yeah. So I don't think the button has a class. Let me see. I'm wondering if like post like, I guess that in and of itself is not a class. So let's see how to add a class to it. So it's class name. Let's do that. Let's see over here. Post like button and our class name equals post like button. Now we go into our CSS up here, and let's see. So that's static styles, and we have a class of post like button where we can write in cursor. I want that to be a pointer, and that's for when we hover. Okay. I think this is probably accurate. Let's see if it works. So it's not working. I'm going to open a private window and try to log in again. Sometimes the CSS file um, doesn't reload when you make changes to it. So let's see, test one. Okay. And I see it's not working. Um, that's in my index class name, post like button. Um, yeah, so maybe we'll add the class not to the element itself or to the component itself. We'll add it inside and just copy it. Yeah, so we'll take this out of here. And we're gonna put it here. Yeah. With the hopes that it'll work. Let's see. So if we reload, it's still not working. Let's try and log in again. Ah, so now it's working nicely. You see? So now if we hover over the heart, we'll get the little pointer. And if we push on it, we could like a post. And if we push on it again, we can unlike the post. All I gotta do now is in my following route as well implement that. So that is right here. All we gotta do is paste that code over there. Right here. And we have everything working correctly now. Yeah, so you see it's working even for the following. It's working for all of the posts, and it's also working if we click on a user profile here. Over there, it's working as well. And I see also that to click on the user profile itself, we're getting a similar behavior. So I'm going to go ahead and paste also in my post engine or in my post feed. I'm going to go ahead and um, paste the same class on the test3 um, on the username. Let's see here. Yeah, so here we have posted by, and we have an A, and it has an onClick property of running this. Yeah, it runs this function here to reset the view anyhow. So we're gonna paste that over here. No, that's not where it goes. It goes over here like that. Okay. And I think I also have a post feed thing over here. So posted by, yeah. So just like that. Let's see. So now when we hover over test3, we get that the cursor again. See? Now it's working fine. Let's see over here. Test2. We could like, unlike. I guess a little optimization could be um, mm, to use an href of this. No. Yeah, to add some type of href. So right now, if we click on edit, so we're reloading the main page, which is what we're putting into the href. Anyhow, this is more or less what we're working up to now to implement that feature. Um, but for now, we see that the like feature does work well. Um, okay. Yeah, so I don't know if adding an href is going to help. Let's see. Hopefully it does. And we do see it does help. Like the color of test3 of the username is correct now. And if we click on it, it doesn't do the right thing. It doesn't do the right thing because the href is in the way, so to speak. Um, so let's try to make a blank href. It's overwriting our onClick function over there. That's what's going on. But it looks like it's working now. Let's see. I guess it's good. I mean, I guess it's working now. So I don't think we are reloading the page. At least it doesn't look like that. Like when we click on following, this whole window up here loads. And in the network, we could see here that we're sending a post request um, over to our post engine. Let's see. Yeah, so the only thing that we're really requesting is just these two. So I think it's working right now. We're not necessarily reloading the whole page. We're not. We're really not. Um, so I think even though it's not perfect, I think that it passes the homework. The important thing though is that now it looks like our username is a link, and so it's a better user experience now. Let's see, test two, test one, profile. This one has a lot of posts, so they are paginated. So if you click on next, they move on. And this is also not loading anything. I mean, it's not reloading the whole page. It's just doing everything with JavaScript. So I think we are good in terms of close out of here for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, so I think we're good for the like and unlike feature. Users should be able to click a button or link any post to toggle whether or not they like that post. Using JavaScript, you should asynchronously let the server know. Okay. So I think it's working correctly. I didn't try with like a third account, so let's do that or a second account. Let's do that quickly. So we'll do a test one. Let's find the post by test two. Here it is. So if I like it here, and I reload this page, yeah, so we'll see that the count here is 1. If we click on it, now the count is 2. So this is not reloading on the spot like how it would be in a real application. I don't know that that's an issue. Um, I mean, it's not part of the specifications because these are two different users, but in the real world, somehow these would be synced. But we're not implementing that. As far as the implementation states, we are just fulfilling everything that it's asking for. And if we undo that and we, yeah, reload over there, do that. So it seems to be working correctly. Okay, so that's that. Now the last thing we gotta implement for today is this edit post feature. Edit post users should be able to click an edit button or link on any of their own posts to edit that post. So the user should be able to click an edit button or link on any of their own posts to edit that post. When a user clicks edit on one of their own posts, the content of their post should be replaced with a text area where the user can edit the content of their post. The user should then be able to save the edited post using JavaScript. You should be able to achieve this without requiring a reload of the entire page. And obviously, only a user who owns the post can edit it. So that is all of this, and that should keep us busy. So edit post user to a click. Okay. Okay, so the way I'm seeing this is as having some type of component, which by default is hidden. Let's take it from the top. So I think the very first thing here should be that this edit button here only shows up if the owner is the logged in user. So like over here, for example, we would have edit, edit, but down here we wouldn't have an edit, and down here also. So the way to do that is to write some type of function or conditional. Now the question is where to do this, in the back end? Should we do it in the front end? Yeah, so we kind of hard coded that into here. This now we want it to be its own thing. So I really leaning towards having here some type of component. We'll call it post edit window that initially is, let's see how we handle it. But let's see. Interestingly, I didn't see anywhere here to implement comments. Comment. No, that's weird. Okay. They're not asking us to implement some type of commenting system. So that's fine. um, so I'm gonna go ahead and start writing some code down here. This is just like my as a notebook script. Yeah, so I'll just write some JavaScript here and then see where we can go with this. Um, yeah, so let's say that we have a component. Um, so def function called edit post. Yeah, so we'll call, that's what we're gonna call our component, edit post, and I think it will take some props, namely whether the current user, I guess that's really the only property that it needs to take. It's whether the current user is the post owner or not. So that could be that. And we can obviously edit our code in the server to send in, yeah, I guess for every post could have um, like a really ugly looking field of um, current current user is owner, something like that, and we'll return here a boolean of sorts. Um, we could just sort it out over here. So is owner, let's call it, it should be equal to a Boolean function, which I don't know that this is the right syntax, but we could say post owner.pk equals yeah, current user request dot, yeah, this is always going to be available, so just use that request dot user dot ID, and that will go into here. Now I don't know that this is the correct syntax. Let's see. Let's run it here. Is this code correct? Yeah, so it looks to be correct. Over here, we'll just return is owner, and this we can shorten it um, to, let's just say, is owner. So now for every post, we're returning a field as well, a Boolean true or false, whether or not basically we should have this the edit post feature. We are returning whether or not the edit post should be printing out an edit button. That's just to begin with. In that, we're going to put it over here. So instead of hardwiring this, hard coding an edit, a tag, we are just going to pass here this new component that we just made, which I should be declaring in the correct place, but for now, you know what? Let's just declare it in the right place, because this really is part of our post feed. So we can just do it up here. Okay. So this edit post now becomes a component that we can use. Okay. We have that. Where is it? Yeah, so right here. Um, right here. Okay. So edit post component. There we go. And now every post has this is owner property. So all we have to do is pass it. So I'm just going to pass it the way it is. So is owner, and then we can pass that in. So that would be post dot is owner. Now I do think this should all be enclosed in its own div as well. Yeah, all of this. And let's test it for now. So really all we got to do is just return, where is it? Um, yeah, just for now return a div which has an A that says edit. Okay. Let's see if this is still working okay. It looks like it is. To edit, click here. So this is working so far. And so we said that the first thing is we want to check if the owner of the post is the user that's currently logged in, and depending on that, we want to um, decide whether or not um, we should return this ability to edit. So let's do that. And let's just delete all of this. And so we have our component here, and we say that if props dot is user, remember that's what we named it before. Now in JavaScript, I do believe that we could just leave it like this. So this is actually checking if props dot is user is true. Then we want to return our edit button. So it'll be a div. And we said here we have an A. Else we want to return this div. Basically, let's see, an empty div maybe. Let's try returning an empty div. Okay, so let's try like that. And if we reload, um, this is not doing anything. Let's see. Our console. Let's see something here. Is this? Yeah, so we can pass a button later. I just want to make sure this works. So far, it's not working. Um, let's see the array that we got back. Like over here, is owner is true. and the second one is owner is true, and then the third one should be is owner is false. So this seems to be working okay. Let's see, once we fetch that information, we are saving the post feed with data.userPosts, and over here we have something called post dot is owner. The only thing I could think that is the issue here is the variable names are the same. So user is owner will be what we're passing here, and we can fix it at the top. And so user is owner. If that is correct, return that. Let me see here. Also, it could be we don't need these. Let's try it again. Edit post. Edit post is defined inside of the post feed, so that's good. So it seems like it is. Yeah, I have no idea why it's not working. Um, True. Maybe that's the issue. Mm, I got the problem here. Yeah, I wrote the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, so it's not user is user, it's user is owner. Okay, let's try again. So yeah, now it's working okay. And we see here that I'm logged in as test3, and only the posts that I posted have the ability to edit. All the other ones do not, as you could see here. Okay, so that is working okay. Let's log in just to make sure as a different user. Test 1, for example. And so we see that for the first few posts, we don't have the ability to edit. But the ones that I made, we have the ability to edit. So that's good. Everything seems to be working okay. And I'm going to paste this code also for the following route, because we should not have the ability to edit over there. So let's copy all of this. You know what? We'll do it later at the end. Let's just work with index HTML for now. Let's see. Okay, 1 minute. So we've implemented this part of the spec. We did it on the front end, and now we should also do that for the back end. So in order to edit a post, I think we need a new route here. So def edit post takes in a request. Return. So if we have a new view, we also need a new URL. So path edit post use dot edit post edit post. Okay, that seems about right. Okay, we'll leave it at a post, and if request dot method equals post, then we wanna do something. Else we want to return this. Okay, so yeah, so what are we returning is probably gonna be a JSON response. Let's see. Probably similar to this. Yeah, so something like that. And then we want to try also. try. So we probably gonna need a fetch. Handle post like reload. And post like reload. Okay, so so in the server we are passing um, we are expecting to receive a post request, and that post request should it's first of all packaged in JSON format, so we have to unwrap that. And we'll get the current user as well. Yeah, so we're gonna get the request of body of the request, current user, and that body, it's a dictionary. Let's see if I find the syntax for it. Um, it's a it's a dictionary that you can access its fields like that. Um, okay. Um, the requested user, I don't know, maybe we want to send um, requested post and requested edit. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I think this is enough data to make all of this happen, I think. We just need the requested post, um, which we can name this requested post PK. And that means that we'll be sending just the integer. Yeah, so this is data that we're going to get internally or in the backend only. This is what was sent. And this would be requested post body. Okay, I'm reading this very similar to the titles I gave it on my database. Okay, and so that means that this where is it? Yeah, this edit post component um, ideally should intake a request post PK. And it should be, we just want the number of the post, which I think we have access to. We are returning I think in the post engine, we return to them the post.pk. So that's accessible in the pk of post. Let me see. Post feed, and we said the post feed is a variable that holds the data of the user post that we send. So basically it should be, and this is the post of the post, so it should be, yeah, post. So the requested post PK should be post.pk. Again, that's coming from up here, from our original return. Okay, and then the requested post body, we'll collect that from the user, um, and then we'll send that from within edit post. So this is, yeah, I think this is the only data we have to pass to it. So now if we go up to edit post, to where it's defined, if props the user's owner. Yeah, and so, okay, fine. So this looks okay. Now the on click here of this element, we're gonna name it submit edits. Submit edit post. Yeah, let's just call it submit edit post. We can define it right up here. I don't know if I need to add like an empty function in here, or if I can just put that in like that. Let's see. Handle like, and the handle like is has to take the event, okay. Yeah, it looks okay. All right, so submit edit post, okay. Um, yeah, it just probably looks something like this. Yeah, so I think ideally it would have been better to make all these cards a separate component and the post be to be a map of all those components. The way I have it now, it's like the post feed is one component only instead of being a component of components. The difference is that if we edit a post, when we save it, we're gonna have to reload all of the posts at the same time. Um, there's no way to, yeah, there's no way to reload only the postcard itself. Okay, so let's just finish here. So edit post, submit edit post. That's the onClick property of that. Submit edit post. Now, this should be edit post. Yes, it's going to be a patch up for sure. Okay, so this is just regular JavaScript here where, again, it would have been ideal to just take advantage of React's components, but I didn't do that then. And now to rewrite all of this, I don't know that we even have to do that in order to pass the homework. So again, the whole point of this is good enough, right? So this is good enough to pass, but definitely in future projects is something to keep in mind. Um, this should be its own component. Now, basically, we're just gonna have to patch it up now with just regular JavaScript. So, um, yeah, okay. So the onClick here is edit post. Now, edit post has to render a form. Yeah. Um, Follow button. Handle and subscribe. Yeah, okay, I guess we're gonna have to factor out this card here. So let's make a yeah, you see how we have like all these green here? Oh, edit post, post like button paginator. So we should have one called postcard as well. So let's do that. Where to do that? Okay. Yeah, what's the issue here? What? Yeah, so I have no idea basically how to do this. I'm trying to patch it up. Um, so how to add a data field um, here. Data field to each post. So I can select the specific postcard to edit. Ah, okay, so we can use like this data ID. So it seems like you want to add the unique identifier um, to each postcard so you can select and edit them individually. One way to do this would be by using the unique post PK field that you already have in your data. Okay, so you can add this in the data attribute to your card div like this. So just like that, data ID. Yeah, so open the div and over here you say data ID of post.pk. So hopefully now we have a way to identify each of them. Let's see. So if we open here, yeah, they do. They see they have a data ID now of um, whatever. So yes, I actually want to do it in the content, which is over here. So data ID is going to be post of PK. Um, so if we open here, we see that each post um, has H3, which has data ID of 40. So I would just choose the, okay, so when I click on edit post, I want to run document dot query selector of how do we do that? Then your event handler is like on click. You can access this data attribute to know which postcard was clicked. For example, in your on-click event, you can access it like this: event.current target get attribute data ID. So we pass the event. This is edit post, so we do event. No, we don't have to do it like that. We don't have to do it like that. We'll just pass some props. Let's see, inside of the function, body dot inner HTML of a text field. Div body equals document query selector data. Okay, now this code is not 100% correct, but hopefully the AI will fix it. Edit. HTML. And by HTML. Okay. Yeah, so body equals document.query selector. So it'll be like this. Um, props that No, we passed the event. Edit post passes the event. Um, okay, so I'm realizing that we're getting up to 2 hours of coding for today. That's it for this coding session, and we'll continue next time.